I'm joined by Jim Antos. He's banking analyst from Mizuho Securities in Asia. That was bad, huh, Jim? Well, let's look ahead, Jim, to the China banking earnings. We had the Bank of China out earlier in the week. China Construction Bank out tomorrow. Today, ICBC. Now, those earnings from Bank of China were better than expected. Loan provisions were lower than expected. Does this mean we don't have to worry too much about bad loans?
It's not that we don't have to worry about bad loans, but we don't have to worry about bad loans right now. I think the main thing is that what Bank of China did is it's the pattern for the other big banks. You're going to have, net interest margins have not deflated in the fourth quarter. Provision costs are very, very reasonable. They're low, actually. So I don't think investors are going to be disappointed at all with bank results for 2009.
Well, what about the massive amount of money that's been lent to local government financing agencies? This has been an area of concern. When are we going to see bad loans coming from that department? When is that wave going to come?
Yeah, it's a great way to put it, the wave. That's exactly what it'll be, too. You know, you got to realize one thing, and that is that, well, first of all, there are no numbers on this. There's an estimate, maybe it's 6 trillion renminbi, maybe it's 11 trillion renminbi of this type of loan. Whatever the number is, it's huge. The second thing you have to realize is these are all term loans. They will mature in 3, 4, 5 years from now. And, you know, that's when the wave will hit. Bad loans seem to crop up in banking sectors. First of all, when banks give up the appetite to lend any further, which is not the case in China. And secondly, when those term loans start to mature and the underlying projects turn out not to be viable. So I think, you know, China cannot avoid the credit cycle. The credit cycle does not start to crunch until maybe 2012 or a little later.
Okay. Now, give us a sense of just how well these banks are doing. I mean, you have ICBC and also China Construction Bank expected to do better than Goldman Sachs. This at a time when the global economy is only just emerging from recession.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, actually. Basically, the big three, they will have year-on-year increase of profits by 20%. And considering that the world was in a recession and things were looking pretty bad, it's pretty amazing. Just to give you an idea, too, with Bank of China, you know, for the fourth quarter, I, along with all the other analysts, we were completely wrong. We were completely overly pessimistic. And as a result, the bank actually beat our quarterly estimate for the fourth quarter by 14%. I don't know if the other banks are going to do the same, but right. I'd say the risk is on the upside.
Now, you've got a buy on most of the big banks there in China. Which ones are best? Quickly.
You know, I think you've got to do trading this year. So definitely think about Bank of Communications right now. You can get a 25% kicker because they're having a deep discounted rights issue. It's not too late to buy those shares. The second one that we really like is actually Bank of China. Again, they have a rights issue. We don't know the pricing. We suspect there will be a very attractive discount.
Jim Antos there from Mizuho Securities. Thanks so much for joining us.